a sauna. Does somebody have a question about that?
So I have a quick question. You said during the radiation, no biomat, they should wait 6 weeks. What about if they're just using the negative ion setting
Sure.
with no heat?
That's fine.
Okay. So we have a 3-year-old that we're working with who is going through chemo and radiation right now. And so I was wondering, specifically for him, also because he's so small, how do I use this to help them, comfort him during this time? So that's very good information because I hadn't read that anywhere.
Yeah, just negative ions, but no heat.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
What else?
Well, we were going to cover approaching professionals. You've shared some. Do you have any other favorite things?
Yes.
To talk about?
So different ways to share with professionals. You can always leave it with them, but I caution you about that because they're busy. If you don't take it out, open it up, and have them do a session, it's going to sit in that suitcase and it's never going to come out. You're going to come get it and they'll go, oh my gosh, I forgot, or I didn't have time. So number one, you want to make time so that they can try it and know what it's all about so they can feel it. But then you want to also set it up for them so they'll use it. Otherwise, it's not going to happen for most doctors. They get bombarded with things all the time. Something else I recommend doing with doctors is holding open houses for them, or when they have customer appreciation days. You can go in there with the Biomat and you run 15-minute demo sessions for their clients as they're coming and going throughout the day. This does 2 things. It shows their staff how easy it is to work with. It gives their clients exposure to it, and now they're going to start to ask questions. And particularly if they're chiropractors, they're going to see how easy it becomes to do adjustments. Because chiropractors, a lot of them have a flow going. So they'll sit their patients on a Biomat chair or have them lay down for 15 minutes before they go in for their adjustment, because now their whole body is softened, the connective tissue is softened. It's easier to do the adjustment, and the adjustment lasts longer. It's less stressful on the body. So chiropractors will use it in that regard too. Most practitioners that bring it in will also have a room or a space where they just sell trips on the Biomat, and they do it like a punch card, like if you're going for a tanning salon. So 30-minute sessions all day long. You can create punch cards on your own business card. They discount the sessions if you buy multiple sessions. When a person comes in, they punch it, but they have to call to set an appointment, so they're not disappointed, and they know the bed is available. And that encourages people to use it more. So the more they use it, the better they feel. So that's another way for doctors to get income into their practice, to expose their clients to it, but also to get better results. It doesn't take anything away from the services they're offering. It just makes the results last longer and go deeper. So they're very appreciative, and so are their clients. Many will use it while they're delivering services and they don't upcharge for it. It's just a gift back to their clients. In big cities and high-end facilities, a lot of them will upcharge for it. But mostly if they're using it in practice, they don't charge additionally for it. Only if you're coming in to do Biomat sessions.
And then they have the opportunity, are we still muted? Oh, and then they have the opportunity to sell that to the client if they're interested in purchasing one for their home.
That's
and
right.
So that's the way that they make a residual income from
Yes.
them.
And we have support materials that they can put in their practitioner rooms that let their patient, their client know in a very soft, nice way, not in a selling way, that if they enjoyed their experience on the Biomat, they should talk to the receptionist, letting them know, because otherwise people go online and get it from willy-nilly, and you did the work, or the doctor shared it and they get it from somebody else, and that's no fun. Also, right. When you're in practice, no matter where, if you work from home or if you're working in an office, I like, and I've always trained people to have the corner peeled back that has the eye candy strip. So you peel it a corner of the mat back, the bedding back, so that the Biomat is exposed. And then when a person walks in the room and it's their first experience on the mat, you can say, we just want you to know that your session is being done today on the Biomat. It's far infrared, negative ions, and amethyst crystal. And we hope you enjoyed the experience. Let us know how you feel afterwards. That way they know they're getting something special and very different. And it opens up a window for discussion, for them to ask questions. So it looks very professional too.
Yeah. Excellent.
People, also practitioners, can use it to increase their client base by offering free sessions, for their area, for their group. They can use it as giveaways to office managers for perks, for their employee perks, for free sessions on the Biomat. They advertise it in the local Natural Awakenings or leave it in anywhere you're sitting, coffee houses, libraries, etc. A little pamphlet, and we have a little sample of how they can do that says free Biomat session. They have to call to book it. But then when the person calls and they come in for their session, first it's like they do a little infomercial and they give them a little tour of the facility because they're brand new, to show them what they do. Then they lay them down for their Biomat session. When they get up, they show them a list of their menu of services that they offer and ask if they would like to book a service or would they like to buy a punch card for the Biomat. So 75% of the people that come in that way will do something. So it's a way to grow their client base if they're wanting to, if they're a new practice or they're just wanting to add more services.
That's excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Okay, so what kind of, you said a couple of times, collateral materials. So what kind of collateral materials are there and how do we get a hold of those?
Okay, so Richway has made a bunch of really beautiful brochures. They're double-sided. They're flyers, regular letterhead size, of the products that they have. Those you can order from Richway directly. It's free shipping. So they have there's an order list at richwayusa.com where you can log in as a distributor and place orders for the literature there. One thing I did want to tell you guys, just a brief history about Richway and the Biomat. Richway started in 1997. It's a Korean company owned by a Korean family that happen to be American that live in Hawaii. So orders are going to Hawaii, and then everything in North America the orders are then going back to Chicago, the warehouse is in Chicago, and ships to all of North America and Canada. So that's how it works. The name of the company is Richway Fuji Bio. But because we are a direct marketing company, everybody on the call today, your sponsors in upline are Carmen and Tammy. So you're part of their downline family. But they are part of my family. You guys are part of the Biomat company family. It's one of Richway's oldest and most successful and largest downlines. Myself and my girlfriend started it back in 2005. So being part of the Biomat company family is really good because when you call in with a question, they really respect you and will more likely than not get back to you right away because they know you've been trained very well by Tammin and Carmen and you're getting good information and you really wish to help people and serve people and follow the policies and procedures that the company has set forth because it is a durable medical equipment, so you want to respect it, give it its due respect. So you don't want to confuse the Biomat company as being Richway. But the Biomat company has made our own support materials for you because way back in the day, Richway was not very good at doing support materials. So we created our own line of support materials, which are compliant, and those are available. You can get the information from me or from Carmen and Tammy. And we have a trifold that we've created and the arthritis brochure that you can get printed up locally or whatever. The girls can help you with that. We designed a business card if you wanted to use, or you make your own business card. As being part of the Biomat company downline, you're welcome to use our logo, which you cannot, it's trademarked, you can't change, but you can say you're part of the Biomat company downline or whatever Tammy and Carmen have put together for you too. It's your choice of what you want to do. But we are not Richway. Many people think the Biomat company is Richway because we helped them start marketing it. We were the first ones to take it to trade shows and open up that market for them all across the country. So it gets very confusing for people and for your distributors. So they should know that. We're just a large, very successful group within Richway's family. And it's an international company, so you can sell product all around the world, but depending on what you're selling, what products, we're limited to where we can ship to based on the product, because we do adhere to their medical guidelines like the FDA and the electronic things. We have a lot of certifications for different countries, but we need to check before, we make 110 and 220 equipment, so the voltages are correct. So that needs to be ordered correctly, and we need to make sure we can ship to them directly.
Excellent. So if I was going to pursue Richway as a business for income, how would you guide me when I'm very first starting out? Would you lean more towards inviting your friends over, or would you just go out and present, in a medical facility or a massage therapy facility?
I think that depends on your background and how assertive a person you are. You also want to have a certain comfort level with talking about the Biomat. You don't want to be afraid. Like, people will still ask me questions I can't answer, and I'll say, that's a good question, I'll get back to you. And then you do, and
Right.
People respect you for that. But I think the easiest thing to do is first share it with friends and family, because they're going to ask you questions, and you'll find that everybody's going to ask you the same question more or less in the beginning. It's all very similar questions. And so you'll get used to being able to answer those, and you'll know what to anticipate. It'll give you a certain comfort level with it, which people will recognize. Now, if you're a practitioner using it, you already get it, okay?
Right.
So it's a different thing for them when they're talking to colleagues and stuff. Or if you have a medical or more technical background, you're from a sales background, and you are very comfortable with going to people, by all means, go out and do it. I think it's important for you to find your comfort level. We have people that have been super successful that are not from the medical field. Me, case in point. I was mortified for a year to talk about it because I don't have a medical background. I come from sales and customer service. It's like, who am I to talk about all this stuff? And I was nervous. So it took me a while to get that comfort level going, So, but other people not, it just depends on the person's background and what they're comfortable with. But most importantly, you need to be happy doing it. If you're uncomfortable or not having fun doing it, people are going to pick up on that, and you're not going to like it either.
Yeah, I agree.
I want to comment on that, what you were saying about starting with friends and family. For those of you who are on our team, if any of you want to learn more about doing that and start expanding into friends and family and sharing with them and gaining experience, I actually have a business coaching that I can do with you one-on-one to help you know where to start with getting the word out to friends and family, not in a salesy way, but in a very comfortable way where they're going to help you gain experience talking to people and things like that. So I can coach you if that's something you want to do to begin with.
I have people from all spectrums, all age groups that are working with the Biomat. I have 80-year-olds who have big downlines because they shared it with their friends. I have one distributor who's been with us forever. She lived in a gated community for 55 and older. She sold everybody in that community a mini mat. She eventually had to move. She moved to another one. She started all over again, and she wasn't just selling, it's all a matter of sharing. That's all you're doing, and word of mouth gets out.
Exactly.
But I will tell you to be very protective of what you're doing. And if somebody's really interested, give them a link to click on to order from you or to call you directly. Because they'll mistype in a website and they'll end up on somebody else's and not know it, and you'll lose the sale. If you just tell them verbally or you write it down and now they have to type it in, forget it. Text them a link, email them a link and say, just click on this link or call me and I'll put your order in. And then assure them that either way, they're going to get an electronic receipt and a confirmation from UPS for shipping. So they know, people get a little leery, but they're going to get those things.
Excellent.
But, yeah.
Okay, one question that I get sometimes is, why would I choose a Richway Biomat over another company? So can you tell us what makes Richway unique and preferable for
Yes.
biomats?
So one of the things that I forgot to mention when we were talking about biomat versus electric heating pad is all our mats have an EMI device on it, an electromagnetic interceptor. That blocks all the harmful EMF frequencies that come out of electronics, okay? So there's nothing harmful coming out of the biomat. Unlike an electric heating pad, EMFs are very disruptive to sleep patterns. So there's nothing, you can take an electric meter and you can read it. We've proved that. We've gone through great lengths and expense to implement that and have it tested. So other devices are not going to have that. For years, I want to say for probably 18 years, Richway was the only biomat out there. There are other infrared mats using different types of technology, but we are FDA approved and we're the only ones that used amethyst crystal in that component and went through the rigorous testing. About 2 years ago, we started seeing knockoffs come about from China. So we started testing them because they are advertising at, you know, a third to half the price of our mats. And so we ordered some and we tested them. They emit infrared, or they emit EMF frequencies. The fabric is of much weaker, poor quality, so they're not going to last as long. They're not made as well if you look at the stitching and how they're put together. And they're not FDA approved. They will tell you they are because the factory that they're being made at in China is FDA compliant, but the product itself is not. And Richway has put together a sheet that will give you the pros and cons of to compare them side by side so that you can see. I don't know what their warranty information is. Also, you'll find the knowledge base from the, you know, they don't have a history to support what they've been doing. And we're the original biomat. We're going out there now 21 years, going strong. And they've made, since they've been out, they've made 3 upgrades to the mat. The last one was in, I want to say 2013. Yeah, I think it was 2013. And then they changed the controller out. So they continually make improvements as they find new things that can be done or new enhancements.
Right. Excellent. Okay, well, we're coming to the top of the hour, so I'd like to open up and allow people to ask questions. So if you have a question, you can go ahead and unmute yourself and then just ask Carrie your question.
Or if you need help, post in the chat. There's a little chat thing that has, you know, a little bubble and then ... If you click on that, it'll open up the chat and you can ask in there. If you're having trouble, I can unmute you myself.
So also I'll clarify for me a little bit. I am a diamond distributor, royal family, so I'm the highest level that they have, but I'm also a managing director, an MD. I'm all your guys' MD. I am certified by Richway. There's only a handful of us to do training. So I train my downline, I mean in official capacity. I also adopt orphans. So I'll work with anybody anywhere in the world, whether they're in my downline or not, and I'll help them bring them along. So that's my capacity. So also, you know, we work with, go to your upline for questions. So I'm your next line of defense. If you can't get a hold of Tammy or Carmen, by all means, text me, call me, email me, whatever you want to do. I'm here for you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't she great, guys? Woo!
Yep.
Such a good support.
Yes. Okay, I'm going to change